All right.
3 minutes. Here we go. Yeah, it is dumb.
I think we're live.
Yep. Yeah, and it looks good too, huh?
Yeah, real good.
All right. We're going to get started here in a couple minutes, guys. Couple minutes. I just want to make sure everything's going smoothly. Thank you, Ricky, for joining us. You know, I should probably post a link of this on Facebook. Oh, this two-party authentication stuff drives me insane.
Mm.
All right, let's just forget it. All right, guys. Well, we are live with a very interesting live stream today. We are going to be talking with Pastor Tommy McMurtry. He's going to be joining us here in a couple minutes. But first, I wanted to just tell everyone kind of about this trip that I have coming up in 8 days. Now, the title of the video is The Biggest Trip of My Life is happening in 8 days. And it is very true. This is the most intense trip I've ever taken in my entire life. And I am very, I've been planning this trip for the last 3 months nonstop. It has taken 3 months to plan this trip. And I finally feel like now I have finally got everything together and am ready to go. And so all I need to do is get my bags packed, get all the gear, kind of make sure it all works, and then get that all packed up. But man, oh man, it has been challenging. And the reason why it's been so challenging is just because of all the stuff I want to accomplish over the 36 days while I'm over in Israel and Palestine. So 36 days is a long time. And every day I'm there costs a lot of money. I mean, the hotels, the food, the rental car, everything costs a ton of money over there. So I really wanted to make sure that I really planned out this trip as well as I could. So I have 15 interviews booked for this trip so far. I also have 3 tours that I'm taking, and these aren't just like tours I booked online. These are tours that have been booked with key people that we need for the film. So this is very, very exciting. So guys, support the film Temple. And if you have a name for this film, I'm kind of sick of calling it Temple. So Pastor McMurtry has not done his job over there in helping me come up with a better title than this.
I'm trying.
But yeah, we're trying to come up with a good name. So if you have a good name for my favorite is The Last Temple, but that's been kind of ruled out right now. So we're trying to figure out a better name. It'll come to us. That's kind of how movies work. Is eventually by the time you're done filming, something pops up in the interviews that you're like, yeah, that's the title. So I appreciate everyone tuning in. I see Ricky Hearn in the comments and Melanie Cox in the comments. So I appreciate you guys joining us here today. If you're watching this video on YouTube, make sure to watch it on Rockfin, guys. Support us over there. That is where this video is going to live in for all of its lifetime, because I am going to delete it here off YouTube pretty much as soon as we're done. I'm pretty much just using this platform now to just kind of get people over to Rockfin and to alternative sites. But without further ado, I want to introduce Pastor McMurtry. I know most of you guys know who he is, but Pastor, can you just quickly introduce yourself? Some people I'm sure might not know who you are, and so just kind of give us a little bit about you and your church.
Yeah, I'm Pastor Tommy McMurtry, and I've been pastoring the Liberty Baptist Church now for 11 years. We're in Rock Falls, Illinois. I started the church 11 years ago with our family, and I'm originally from LaSalle, Illinois. And so love it here, and we're very happy in our church, and we've got a great group of folks, and it's always exciting. And I'm really fired up about this Israel trip. This is going to be my first time back there in almost 23 years. So I'm really excited. I'm just going to tell you right now, really excited about it.
Yeah, I'm excited too. The last time I was in Israel was in 2019, and it feels like a lifetime ago, and I just can't wait to get back. I can only imagine your desire to go back because a lot of people, they don't really care to go over there, but I feel like they would like it if they went over there. It's so awesome to walk around the biblical places, and what I feel like what is done for me mostly is really it's just kind of shown me the locations and kind of where they are geographically. And so when I read the Bible and I hear of Hebron and the city of David and all these well-known sites, I can, oh yeah, I know where that's at, and then over here Gaza. You can kind of the Bible becomes way more alive, I feel, and I'm sure you going over here will I mean, Pastor, when you go back over there, it's just going to be even more like that.
Yeah. Well, let me just, I don't want to sound like I'm like just geeking out or anything like that, but I just am a little bit because when I went there back in 2000, I was obviously really excited about it and everything, but I didn't really know a whole lot about the geography. I didn't know a whole lot about the different locations. So there was a lot of stuff I was introduced to when I went over there. And then it sparked my interest in the geography and everything. So when I came back to the United States, all of a sudden I was real interested. I started watching documentaries and things about that area, and I'd always get excited when I'd see places that I'd been. I remember a few years later, I got a computer program I was super excited about. I thought it was the coolest thing in the world, where you could do these virtual tours where you could look around and every angle, which was really cool back then. Now that's pretty normal. But and I was seeing all these places I'd been to before. But the thing is, after I went there and I came back home, I started learning a lot more about some of the places I went to, which made them even more interesting to me. There were some places that we went to that I didn't even realize what I was at while I was there, and so I wasn't able to appreciate it. Well, now when I go back, I think I'm gonna have a greater appreciation, and I've just been kind of a fan of these places now for so long and been wanting to see them for so long. This is going to be even more exciting than it was the first time I went. So, yeah, I'm going to be geeking out a little bit when I'm over there, and I've had, I mean, a recurring dream of just being back in Jerusalem. It's almost the same one I've had for over 20 years, and so to finally actually be going back there for real, it's pretty exciting. And yeah, I almost try not to think about it too much because I need to stay focused on everything I've got going on over here. But when it starts, when it comes, I'm really going to enjoy it. I can't wait.
Right. And for me, I have a lot riding on this trip, and it's so stressful because it's like, am I going to make it over there? Are they going to, are they going to want some kind of test or vaccine or something going to be implemented by the time I get over there? But as of now, I mean, right now we're kind of hitting this little window into Israel where the only thing required is to show proof that you have health insurance that covers COVID-19. And I don't know if this is true, but I'm just kind of guessing. Is Israel still has this thing where if you come down with COVID, you still have to isolate yourself, and I'm pretty sure you have to do it in their like government institutions. They have like these centers where you have to do it. Not sure, but I think that's what's going on, and they want to make sure if they put you in one of those places that you can pay for it. So that's kind of one of the things. And so I had to buy this insurance just for my trip. It was like $70 for the whole month. So it's not that big of a deal, but still, it's like a little stressful. It's like, are they going to accept this insurance? Because there's no clear indication of where you should go to get this insurance, and it's just very confusing.
Yeah, and that's been one of the things too. One of the reasons I'm just not letting myself get too excited. I could just see something weird happening too, and stopping the trip or something like that. Our world is just so unstable right now, and so if I got fully excited about this thing, I don't know if I could handle the letdown. So it was a pretty big letdown, a couple years ago when we didn't get to go.
Right. Yeah. So I think we're good, though. I think a lot of these things we just, play in our mind. And, everything about this trip has really just been a blessing from God because, looking back when I first started making this film, it was like everything was lined up to get these. I have 19 interviews already shot for this film, and to get those interviews all lined up was just amazing because we were able to raise a lot of money to go travel to. I don't even remember how, like 7 or 8 states, and get these interviews, and then we also were able to purchase a new camera. And so, which made the quality of that project so much better. And then, of course, COVID land happened, so we stepped away because of the pandemic. And so, but now we're back on this film. I'm super excited. We have even more equipment now. I feel like if we would have done this trip back in 2020 when we originally were, it would not have been as good of a film. Because now I have even better equipment. I have another camera that's a 12K camera now, and so we're gonna get super super good shots, hopefully, over in Israel of these locations. So it should be really good. I've also learned a lot. Every time you make a film is really a growing experience. And so, when I look back at my old films, I kind of cringe a little bit just because of the quality and I just look at the films, I'm thinking, I don't think of how good they are. I just think of all the things I would change about them. But I really feel like ever since Beyond Jordan, my films ever since from Beyond Jordan out have been a lot better. And so I truly believe that this film will be the highest quality film that I've ever made. And I think the content of this film is also going to be very, very powerful. And I would be shocked if it wasn't my favorite film when it's all said and done.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that has me excited about this too, and one of the reasons, it's been good that we've waited too, is I've learned so much about the subject in the last couple of years because with all this extra time, even though we didn't know for sure when we were going to get to go, I've just kind of, I'm always learning, but looking into a lot of these things. And so there's a lot of things that I know now about the subject that I didn't know 2 years ago. And one of the things that I'm really excited about too, that I think is going to be really popular is, we're planning on doing the man on the street interviews. And I'm telling you, those are really people are really going to enjoy those because again, when it comes to anything Israel, everyone's interested in it. But one of the things that I've noticed as we've been preparing for this, as I've been researching things, is there are so many things that I think people are curious about, want to know about, but you can't find information on it online. You're not going to find interviews asking questions that everybody has. And there's a lot of questions that people have about Israel, about the Temple Mount, and but a lot of these questions nobody's asking because they're politically incorrect. And we're going to ask these things. And I'm not going over to Israel to just, you know, kiss rear and go along. You know, we want to make a good film and we want to ask important questions. And I'm looking forward to, you know, asking some of these things. And honestly, if I get stoned or something over there, you know, I'd kind of take it as a badge of honor. Not that I'm trying to. I don't want that to happen, but um, I wonder why nobody asks a lot of the questions that we're going to ask, and why you just can't find any information about it online. And so I think once we do that, you know, people are going to. There's a lot of people looking for answers to these things, and so they're going to have to find it with us and with this documentary and the films and things we make. So it's going to be good. And you know, I just thought about a name for for the
Okay,
thing
let's
too.
hear it. Let's hear it.
I'm thinking the Temple of the Beast.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But
Write that down.
yeah,
Well, you know, and we got a lot of different ideas on a title, but it's just none of them have been like that's the one. Usually that's it. When you hear a title, it's like that's it. And the Temple of the Beast maybe is a good tagline. I don't know if title. I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's just. But here's one thing I'm sure of. After we go over there, and you know, I'm going to be over there for about 10 days. We're going to get a lot of inspiration while we're over there.
Yeah.
And again, there's a lot of, I mean, real questions that I have for Jews, for Muslims, that I don't know what their response is going to be. I don't know how they're going to answer these things. And I really, I mean, how I think about a few things, not necessarily about what the Bible teaches, but just about the situation in the world and how things are going to play out, will probably be based on their answers to these questions. And so, um, you know, I think it's going to be really interesting when we go over there and we are talking to these people, asking them these questions. I think we're going to get a lot of inspiration. I think when we come back to, there's going to be a lot of stuff that we're going to want to include in this that we weren't even really thinking about before. So while I think we have a really good basic plan and premise of what we're wanting to do, you know, we're not going over there with just a full agenda of everything that we want on this documentary. You know, we're going over there to find out some things and you know, to see what's going on, to see what they have to say, and that will you know, that will determine, you know, probably where we go with this. So this is a documentary where we're literally you know, going to find out what's going on. We haven't already decided the conclusion and are going to look for proof of it. So I think that's another thing that'll be interesting about this.
Right. Yeah, I totally agree. I wanted to quickly just tell people about the call in tonight because I do want to take some phone calls. If you guys want to call in and give us your opinion of the film, any questions you have for Pastor Tommy McMurtry or for myself, call in at 231 652 6800. That's 231 652 6800. And also, I wanted to just real quick read some of these messages here. Very excited to see what I can learn from this trip. Rachel Metcalf doing a good job. Paul, she tipped $5. Thank you, Rachel. Appreciate that. We also have over on YouTube, we got looking forward to this. Temple of the Beast sounds like a great title. That's a cool title. Your wife likes it, so we got that. Haven't heard from Paul in a while. His work during the lockdowns was great. Well, I appreciate that very much. Don't cringe. Fluoride Poison on Tap was the first film I watched by you. Oh, that's exciting. Well, I am happy with that film. Fluoride Poison on Tap. That was a great film. But yeah, thank you guys for supporting us. You know, financially, your prayers through the website here by just subscribing to us on Rockfin. I'm going to be uploading short videos. I'm going to try to do it every day. Depends on our internet connection. I'm going to try to upload pictures or videos, like little short clips, to Rockfin while I'm gone. So make sure you subscribe to us over there to see different things, because I'm pretty sure I can post pictures on Rockfin as well. I'm not sure because I've never done it, but I think that would be a great place to do that, because I do plan on taking a bunch of pictures while we're over there, and of course video and stuff. But our trip's kind of broken up into 3 parts. And so the first leg of my trip is with Pastor Tommy McMurtry, which I have a day-by-day schedule here with him laid out. And then that takes us to the 9th of December. And then from the 9th to the 21st is the next section. And that's with the drone pilot. So we have like 6 pages of stuff we have to get with the drone. And then the next leg of the trip is with myself and some of my family members. We are getting B-roll footage basically just around Israel. And also we're going to Palestine, into Hebron, and to interview people over in Hebron. I have 5 interviews lined up in Hebron. Should be great, some great interviews. I'm interviewing some people we interviewed for Beyond Jordan. I'm also interviewing some new people over there, so it should be pretty awesome trip. And the interviews I have scheduled are going to blow people away. I mean, there is one guy in particular that I scheduled an interview with that I'm just like, how did I get this interview? It was a God thing that he agreed to do this interview, because his hatred for God is going to be really telling to a lot of people. And that's, his view on these different topics is a very it's a typical view over there, but usually they're not outspoken about it. But I did get a great interview scheduled with them. We also have some other great interviews with some professors that I'm really looking forward to. So, it's going to be a great trip. But guys, call in 231-652-6800 if you have any questions. Pastor, real quick, what do you think this film is important, and why do you think people should support it?
Well, yeah, I think it's very important just because of the fact that when it comes to all things eschatology, the charismatics and the John Hagees, they've just kind of hijacked everything, and people, they really don't know very much, and what they know is very wrong. It's your typical Thief of the Night, Left Behind series, stuff that they've been able to see on TV, reading fiction books and things like that. And the truth is, not only are those things just not biblical, but with all that, pre-trib John Hagee foolishness comes a pro-Antichrist agenda. And that is exactly what it is. It is pro-Antichrist. And it's just not right. And we're not going to be blessed by supporting the wicked. Jehoshaphat, he had the wrath of God on him because he was supporting Israel and their wickedness. And people are just repeating these foolish lines that preachers have been saying for decades now, and they really need to stop. People, and I think, the good thing about getting videos like this out there, the way we're planning on doing these things and presenting it, I just don't see there. It can't be refuted. It really can't be refuted. And obviously the people that are leading the charge in advancing all this foolishness, they're going to dig in, but more and more people are seeing through it now. And so the more truth we can get out on this subject and just do it in a really good and effective way, the better. And, thankfully, you don't have people in the IFB world making good quality documentaries about these things. And, so us being able to do it on our side, it's going to be huge for us. And I think if we can get people to get their heads screwed on straight when it comes to some of these key issues, it's going to get them studying their Bibles more. I think most people just get discouraged and they're just trusting the gurus. And that's not right. That's not the way things are supposed to be in Christianity. And I know since I've got my head screwed on straight with a lot of this stuff, it's just opened so many things in the Bible to me. And, and there's still more to come. I still got a lot to learn. But, I feel like since I broke down those walls of dispensationalism and things that it's just, I am more anxious than ever to just study the Bible, to preach through different books of the Bible. And I still have some deep dives that I feel like I need to do through different books of the Bible, and I'm working on it. And we're getting through them one by one, chapter by chapter. And I think that we have the potential of just renewing people's interest in the Bible. I think a lot of the false doctrine on these things has just caused people to hit a brick wall and they've just given up. And that's not right. We don't want that to happen.
Right. Yeah. So, this film is something that I've wanted to make for a long time now. It's a subject that really interests me. Archaeology has been very fascinating to me, and that's what I think kind of got me down this journey. But the film, the film that we shot in 2020 is very different from the film we're making today. And that's just kind of what happens when we make a film is it kind of morphs and changes as you go. You learn more and then you're like, wait, it'd be cool to show this. And so the film is, I think, going to be much more powerful now the way we have it planned. And it all depends on the interviews we get and the stuff we have going on, because during this film we're not going to use any news footage for this film. No news footage is going to be used. We're going to use straight up just the footage that we get from these interviews, the footage we get from over in Israel, and there will be some stock footage that we will need to buy. There's a scene that's going to be heavily stock footage oriented when we go into some of the history. But other than that, everything is going to be original in this film. And this is not, I've never seen anything like this out there. So this film is very unique. And I really do believe that it's going to make a huge impact out there if we can get it out to people. So that's the key is how do we get it out to people? And we do that by, you guys. And so tell people about this. If you're listening, tell people about the film. Get people excited about it, and especially when we get back, when we release a trailer. Make sure you share that trailer. That is the plan when we do get back from Israel. I do plan on making a trailer because we're going to, again, need to raise more funds. It's like it's never-ending fundraiser. It's so annoying, but it just kind of has to be done because these films are 100% donor supported. Unfortunately, I was hoping that this, COVID Land 2 and 3 would have got me away from this model because it's a horrible model to be a part of. But unfortunately, because of the whole Alex thing, I don't know if I'll ever be paid for COVID Land 2 and 3. And so, those funds that I was hoping to get are just gone now, more than likely. And so, it's you guys out there that are helping me get this done. We're investing all the money into this trip. This trip is going to be intense. We have rental cars over there. It's $200 a day for a small mid-sized car. That is insane to me. But that's just kind of what we need because of all my luggage and all my bags that we have coming. So, I only have to get that for the last half because we have more people going to be with me. But for the first half, I can have but yeah, there's just a lot of different costs and stuff. So I appreciate everyone's support out there. I want to read a couple different quotes here. Martian Zion, Beyond Jordan, and the new film Temple would make a good DVD combo. I agree. Rental cars have skyrocketed. Yeah, they sure have. Is it Tova Singer? Well, that is the question. Is it? Who is that guy? PJ. I don't know if anyone knows who that is. But, that's why I wanted to make this video. I'm going to be tearing down the studio because I need a lot of these lights to bring over to Israel with me. Well, 3 of them, but they're the key lights I have lighting me right now. So this is going to be the last live stream we do from this location until we're back. So you're not going to see me really for 36 days, I think I'm gone. So plus the 8 days here. So it's going to be a while. So if you want to hear from me, make sure to check us out on Rockfin because I will be uploading to Rockfin while I'm gone. The link is rockfin.com/framing the world. But other than that, I just really want to encourage people to donate and help us raise funds. It really would take just one person just helping us. That would really make all the difference in the world. But, every little bit helps. So I would appreciate anyone's support. The link is in the description. I don't think anyone's calling in, Pastor. So.
Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. Tell you, if you could donate too, one thing you need to keep in mind about this is, so a lot of the interviews that we're hoping to do, it's hard to schedule with people when they're overseas and stuff. So a lot of the interviews we're probably going to do, it's going to be, we're going to have to like set it up probably while we're there. And some of those kind of what gets things done over there is if you have some money. And so, you're probably going to have to buy, we're probably going to have to buy some of these interviews. So, hopefully we don't have to cheapskate it too much.
No, I mean, literally, I have paid for 90% of the interviews we're getting over there. Everybody wants to be paid because everyone does it for a job over there. Everyone talks for a job. So I've never done a film where I paid multiple people, but I'm literally paying 12 of the 15 people to get to. I mean, we're talking like $200-300. One guy wanted $600 to do the interview. I'm like, I talked him down to 400, but it's like everybody wants money over there. It's crazy.
Well, and there is one key interview I won't mention because I don't want to do anything to sabotage our opportunity, but there's one really key interview that we haven't been able to set up yet. And we're that if we can get these people to do an interview with us,
I'm hopeful though, Pastor, because we have someone scheduled from that organization, but it's just a friend of the organization. So I believe, after we can use his name to kind of catapult us into interview, hopefully.
Yeah. I will do some serious begging to get them to talk to us but based on some of the stuff that I remember when I went there last time that they talked about, if we could get one of them on film discussing these things, it would really, really be helpful. But I said I'm so excited. Today I actually just went and I transferred all my pictures and videos off my phone into my computer just to free up space. Because, last time I went to Israel, I went and I spent a bunch of money. I bought like 20 or 30 rolls of film. And, I was, you were limited on pictures you could take back then. Now I can go just crazy with this. I emptied out my phone and I got a couple 128 gigabyte memory cards too, extra. Because the last time I went to Israel, we were with a tour group, so we had to go with them. But we would usually get done pretty early in the evening with our stuff, and then we'd go to the hotel. And there's a lot of elderly people and stuff. Well, I'm young and I'm in Israel. I'm still wanting to do stuff. I've still got energy. But then, my dad didn't really want me wandering the streets of a foreign country by myself. But you know what? My dad's not going on this trip. So, my priority obviously is going to be to help Brother Paul. And, but if he finishes early at all, I'm spending the rest of my time I can going around, seeing the sights, taking pictures, filming things. There's so much stuff that I saw when I was over there too, that I didn't take pictures of. I didn't get videos of. And I've always thought I would really like to have something from there that I could use when I'm making videos about different subjects and things. So, over the months after this, I'll probably be sharing a lot of pictures and footage that I get when I'm over there. So I'll be in full tourist mode, taking pictures of everything for sure.
Right. Well, we're going at kind of a weird time, though. We're going in December, which is not the best time to go to Israel because
Mm.
it's cold over there. For one, for two, it gets dark at 4:30 over there.
Oh wow.
So that's going to be part of the problem. Is you know, we're gonna still want to go out, but it's gonna be dark and so. But we have a caller, so let's go right to the caller. Uh, you are live with Framing the World. How you doing today?
Hey, how's it going? This is
Good.
David.
David, what do you got for us?
How's it going? I just wanted to, first of all, say I'm currently watching my 6-month-old son here, Ezra, so might be a little distracted, but first of all, wanted to say I'm really excited about the new Temple movie. I think it's going to be amazing. So super stoked about it, and I don't know if you saw the comments, but one title idea I had was calling it Out of the Temple.
Out of the Temple. I'm thinking about it.
It's just the first one that came to mind. So, I'm not saying it's like the best, but, maybe chew on it for a little bit.
All right. Well, I'll write it down. I'll definitely write it down.
Sweet. I had kind of a personal question for you, and if you want to plead the fifth on it, that's totally fine. Is that all right?
Yeah. That's what you want, man. I'm happy to plead the fifth, though.
Okay. Well, just from one of your previous movies, I was just surfing, the web and looked at one of the pastor's websites, and I can't remember the guy's name, but off the top of my head. But he said on there that he was not really on good terms with Pastor Anderson anymore. And I was curious if that was something that is going on or what.
I'm not sure who you're talking about. There's a lot of people who are not on good terms with Pastor Anderson, so I'm not sure.
Gosh, I'm trying to remember the pastor's name. I can't. But do you have any future plans to work with Pastor Anderson in the future on other films or anything?
Well, who knows what the future brings. Right now, I'm gonna make a few films and see where life takes me. But I think I think we've made pretty much every film I wanted to make with Pastor Anderson. I have a lot of things that interest me, and I have a lot of different directions I want to go. I could list you 10 films I want to make really bad right now, and I don't think Pastor Anderson would be into any of those. And so, I have to do stuff that I'm passionate about because when you work for a year on a film, it really takes a lot out of you. I mean, a lot of these gray hairs grow, so you have to be excited about it, and so that's kind of where I'm at now with that.
Right. Well, just wanted to say that the whole IFB movement has been a huge blessing for me, even though I don't have one near me. But really inspired by all the films that you're doing personally, and just wanted to say that, and then I'll definitely be offering a little bit of donation for you.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for your call.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Hey, God bless. All right, see, that wasn't so bad. It's just a quick interview. Come on in real quick. We'll be like another 10 minutes probably, and we'll be wrapping it up. So if you want to call in, 231-652-6800, 231-652-6800, and tell us, ask us a question, whatever you want. Happy to answer. But this film is going to be amazing. But you know, I can only do so much by myself. I really need you guys' support out there. Anything you wanted to say, Pastor?
Yeah, I think, people need to remember that when it comes to these documentaries is, uh, Paul Wittenberger is the documentary guy. He's just usually the guy that's behind the camera and instead of in front of the camera. And, those documentaries that you did with Pastor Anderson, obviously they were great and they were fantastic. But, sometimes people, have, differences on certain things. And, you can't always just work with one man, and it's not really about one person. And this documentary too, it's not, it's definitely not about me. It's definitely not about, any one person. It's about a subject, and you can cover certain subjects without including certain individuals, and, people are always asking about that, are you guys ever going to get back together? And well, the truth is, in the IFB world, it's not about all the IFB holding hands and singing Kumbaya. It's about individual churches, going forward for Christ, and people can go forward and do things for God without necessarily working directly with each other. And so, I don't know why those questions seem to come up all the time, but it's, I get it. But at the same time too, you got to let people just kind of move on and do their thing.
Right. I find it kind of comical because, when I went to make COVID Land, I made those 3 films over a year and a half, and it was like, he's changed. He's not doing Christian films anymore. It's like, I just took a break making something different. It's like, I have other interests, and, I'm going to be doing Christian films. I'm going to be doing archaeology films. I have really interested in Sodom and Gomorrah, in where the location of that was. And so, I want to make a film on that someday. I also want to make a film on all this woke culture. That's probably going to be the next film I make, is this whole woke, how, America has gone woke. And really the world has gone woke, and talk about that a little bit, in the cancel culture and all that stuff. So,
yeah, sometimes there's subjects that, you have in common with somebody, and then there's other subjects you just don't have in common with people. When it comes to, if you did a documentary about fluoride again or something like that, you did a part 2. I don't think I would want to be a part of it. And I don't think you would want me to be a part of it. I wouldn't really have anything to contribute to it. It's not really a subject I'm interested in. But, at the same time, too, I definitely wouldn't take it personal if I wasn't a part of it. So, yeah, sometimes it's, it's those, and just because you have a common interest with somebody doesn't mean you are in lockstep in every single thing. And I think that was kind of one of the things that was confusing a lot of people. You did, non-Christian documentaries before you did the Christian ones. Then you did the Christian ones with Pastor Anderson. And then you went back to doing some more documentaries on, some of the conspiracy subjects. And everybody's like, where's Pastor Anderson? Well, that isn't his area where he's interested, So, yeah, I think the problem is, a lot of people found out about you through those documentaries that you did about Pastor Anderson. But the thing is, they learned about him on those documentaries, not you. And so they think that, he made you, and discovered you and all that other kind of stuff, when it was probably a little bit the other way around. And so it's like, how could you not do something, that's not, according to his agenda or whatever. And I think that's just kind of weird, but
yeah.
I think a lot of that too is just people who don't know you personally and stuff.
Right. Yeah, I think that has a lot to do with it. And, I try to stay out of the camera. The only reason I do live streams and I do the shows is kind of because I have to.
Mm-hmm.
If I didn't have to, I would not. I hate talking on the camera. I freeze up. I get nervous. It's terrible for me. I'm not a talker. But anyways, we have another caller. You are live with Framing the World. What do you got for us?
Hi, this is Brother John again, John Rivera.
John, how's it going, man?
Everything's fine. Everything's good. Really looking forward to the movie, brother, and you have a safe trip to Israel. But I just have a question. Just curious, what's the number one thing you're looking forward to on this trip?
The number one thing I'm looking forward to is some of these interviews. I mean, I can't wait till I'm done shooting all these interviews so I can say some of these interviews. But, okay, so there is one interview in particular that I'm getting that, fingers crossed, we get is, if you know who Pastor Anderson is, it's the Pastor Anderson of the Jews. And so it's gonna be awesome. So that is probably the biggest thing that I'm looking forward to.
Right, that number one interview, right?
Yep.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be exciting.
That's a trailer interview for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to see that. Really looking forward to it, brother. I always get emails by you guys, so I'm always just anxious to see what's coming next. So looking forward to it. I'm going to send some donations, brother. And again, have a safe trip. We'll be praying for you, brother. God bless.
Hey, thank you so much.
All right.
Appreciate that.
The two things I'm looking forward to the most, I am looking forward to going to this altar of Melchizedek. I'm really excited about that. And honestly, everything involving the city of David, I went there 22 years ago, but I had no idea, where I was standing when I was there. And I'm really excited about that. And then, of course, the Temple Mount Institute, going back there that was another place. When I went there, I had no idea. We knew we were going to the Temple Mount Institute. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what it was about. So I didn't know how excited I should be. Now, when I got there, I was super interested in it. And it was an amazing experience. But it was another thing that it just kind of whet my appetite for that subject. And I learned so much afterwards that it's like now, again, going back, understanding more about that place. It really is a big deal. So, I'm really excited about those two places.
Yeah, for sure. Yes, I am definitely excited as well. We have some amazing interviews lined up, and more importantly, we're gonna try to make a beautiful looking film as well. So, so that should be a great time. But if you want to call in, we'll just be a few more minutes here, guys. 231-652-6800. I love the call-ins. Love to hear your guys' point of view on all this. 231-652-6800. If you want to call in, we got Nailed It, Agreed, the cancel culture. Yep, I love both of you guys. Awesome. So well said, Pastor McMurtry. But what else you got for us, Pastor?
I don't know. Does anybody? I've been wondering about this lately. Does anybody else's wives ever diss your gear? Because my wife, she's been warning me about how I dress when I go over there. Apparently, I dress like an old dude and stuff like that, or a nerd or something. And she's been telling me, she's like, they're going to be making these videos are going to be out there forever. And, you don't want to look like a nerd or a slob or something like that. I don't know if she's just concerned because of the pictures from the last time I went to Israel, which, I mean, honestly.
Do you have any of those pictures on you right now?
I do have some of those pictures because I don't understand why my wife was so worried. I'll show you some pictures. Here's me at, I think it's called Bet Shen is what it's called.
I don't know why she'd be worried.
I can't, I can't do the hairdo anymore just because I don't have enough. But
those are some great pictures. What's that location?
That's at Petra right there.
Oh yeah, you went to Petra?
Yes, I did.
Petra.
What's that?
That totally is Petra. Yeah.
Yep, yep. And then this is me at the Sea of Galilee.
Wow.
And check this out here. I'm like all suited up. This is at the Mediterranean. And this is that's me riding a camel right there. I don't know why I think I'm looking pretty good
Yeah.
in these. I might have been struggling in this picture a little bit, because of the this is at Mount Nebo. I kind of had the sun in my eyes, so it was kind of hard to get a good picture there.
Look how young your dad is, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. So my dad would actually be younger than I am right now there.
Wow.
And then here's the big picture everybody makes fun of. I would still wear this shirt if I had it. And on Facebook, I posted that David Fisher referred to my glasses as serial killer glasses.
It is. It's like Ted Bundy. Is it?
Yeah, I don't know about that, but
let's pull up a picture.
Everybody's always dissing my gear.
No, so, not Ted Bundy. Who is it? It's who's that famous serial killer?
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Jeffrey Dahmer. That's it.
Oh man. But here's another place that I'm looking forward to going back to. I'm looking forward to going back to, the Garden Tomb. I really can't wait to get back there.
Yeah, hold on one second before you show us any more. We gotta see. This is. No, keep going. Sorry.
Oh, that's cruel.
I'm sorry.
So then the Wailing Wall is another place. So Sunday night, I'm going to be talking about the Wailing Wall in my sermon. I have a theory about the Wailing Wall that I'm pretty convinced is true. Another place too, I'm hoping we can get into when we're there. I snuck this picture when I was over there. This is where you go underground, and it's another part of the Wailing Wall. You weren't really supposed to take pictures in here, so it's not a very good one because I kind of snuck it. But this is like an area they don't let women back there either. I remember a lot of the women got offended when they weren't allowed to go back there. But that's a pretty cool area. I'm really hoping to see that again.
Do you need a tour guide to get back to that area?
We had one, but it was the guy that we had hired to take us everywhere. So I don't know if you can go by yourself or not. I'm not sure.
All right.
But then here is the Dome of the Rock that sits on the old location of Fortress Antonia. I took this picture because I was told that's where the temple used to be. I was also told that this was the Eastern Gate. And, we're going to make a lot of people mad when we inform them that is not the Eastern Gate. Never was the Eastern Gate. I remember what's funny. So if you'll notice, too, in this picture, how you've got the Eastern Gate, but notice how the wall, it's all sealed up. And I remember when I was over there, I was super fascinated because they told the story how, that gate had been sealed up for hundreds of years. And some ruler or king, I forgot what century it was, decided that he was going to open that up. And he died in his sleep the night before. And so it never got opened up. And it's because it's prophesied in Ezekiel that the Messiah is going to walk through there. And so no one's going to walk through there again until Jesus Christ returns at his second coming. And I remember thinking, man, that's pretty awesome. But then they were explaining to us how that Eastern Gate there was not even the Eastern Gate during the time of Christ, that particular wall was built above the one that was in Jesus' day, because they always would build the cities on top of each other. And I think that one was built in like the 4th century or something like that. So it was just like, so that gate was opened since the time of Christ. And it was just like a total letdown when I realized. But then, later I learned that wasn't even the area where the Eastern Gate was. And so, yeah, it was just, there's so much foolish, and everybody just eats it up. And it's like, it's not true. I don't understand why we need to lie to people about this stuff, but they do.
Yeah, I think a lot of the locations that they say are these locations aren't. But, They happen somewhere over there. It still is quite interesting.
Well, that's why too. I'm looking forward to asking a lot of questions too, because I'm wondering, is the Garden Tomb and
Right.
Mount Calvary the right spot?
Right.
And I'm gonna I mean, obviously, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter where Jesus died and where he rose again. It just matters that he did it. We know that, But at the same time, the Temple Mount, it does matter. That I think that does matter a little more because of the fact that they're trying to build the temple there, and doing that is going to probably cause a world war or something like that if they were to pursue that. So and obviously too, it just shows just the blindness of the Jews, and the fact that they even have the wrong spot. It shows it's a good illustration too of the fact that they don't care about what the Bible says, that they only care about tradition, because even the Jews over there will tell you, that Mount Zion is Mount Zion, the city of David. The Bible flat out says that the temple was built on Mount Zion in the city of David. Yet at the same time, nobody asked. I didn't ask when we were over there. When we were at Mount Zion, when we were at the city of David, when we were at the Gihon Springs, I didn't know to ask, say, this is where the Bible says the temple was. So why are we talking about the Temple Mount area over there? So it's very interesting.
Yeah, for sure. It all these talks are very interesting in my opinion, and so that's why I think this is going to be such a great film. And I agree with Ricky here. Biblical archaeology is so fascinating. I agree. Totally. Sodom and Gomorrah and woke culture are great ideas, especially for this generation. Yeah, I think so as well. But I think that's pretty much our night, guys. This is going to be the last time you see me for a while, anyways. And I appreciate everyone's support out there. I appreciate everyone who has donated to this film already, and I appreciate everyone that is planning on donating to this film. If you are planning on donating, do it now. Now is the time to do it. We need the money now. It's really going to make a huge difference in what we're able to accomplish over there. And so I really hope you guys support us. And if you can't support us financially, support us through your prayers, because every day is going to be a ton of work. We're not over there just hanging out. I mean, it is go time from sunrise to sunset every day. I know every morning I'll be up at sunrise getting sunrise shots, and I don't stop when I'm over there. So it's definitely not a vacation. I'm going over there to work. I'm going over there to make a great film. And I truly believe that this will be a fantastic film. So I hope you guys consider donating. If you can, do it. If not, pray for us. Because, these interviews, we really need to, getting them booked is one thing. But actually getting the interviews, getting that signature signed at the end it's all part of it. So just pray that these all go off without a hitch, and that we get everything we need. Because if we get the stuff that we have planned, I know this is going to be an amazing film. Any other thoughts, Pastor?
Yeah, no, we're definitely going to need a lot of prayer, because we're going to be shooting from the hip on some stuff. We obviously don't know what these people are going to say, if we're going to get those interviews. So it's going to be a challenging trip, and there's going to be a lot to it. Who knows what all we're going to be up against too, just dealing with things in another country. It's not like it is in America. And so it definitely be praying, and just that the Lord really blesses this trip. And there's a lot of great possibilities too. I mean, again, if we can get to some of the right people and make some good connections and stuff over there, it will really mean a lot and really make the difference on this film. And one of these days, I was talking with Pastor Boyle about this, but one of these days I want to host a trip to Israel, and it would be really cool to be able to go over there and where we can kind of set the agenda, the places, and then we can go over there without it being one big long Zionist infomercial. And so keep that in mind. I'm hoping maybe to I know a little bit about what has to be done to make those kind of things happen. The biggest thing is just money. It costs money getting over there, but
Right.
that I think that would be a really epic trip. So
Definitely. And pray for my my health, because I have been getting crazy headaches lately, and they're probably mostly stress headaches, but just pray for me that that I can not have those while I'm over there. But yeah.
The one thing I'm slightly worried about now, a lot's changed since I've been married. My wife, she's got me eating a lot more than what I used to eat. But I remember when I went to Israel, I hated the food.
Oh, that's great. Dude, hummus for breakfast, hummus for lunch, hummus for dinner? No, you're not ready?
Fortunately, and we were like eating at nice places all the time too. And usually there was like some kind of chicken I could eat and then some kind of bread. But you want to know what I lived on? What got me through that trip was like these prepackaged waffle cones. I was buying those everywhere because I was just always hungry because I wasn't eating much. And then I didn't like that kosher food. And I remember we went to Jordan and they didn't have the rules, and we stayed at this really nice hotel that had a buffet with steaks. I ate 3 steaks. I'm not kidding, man. That was one. I don't know if that meal was the best meal I ever had just because it was that good of food, or if because I was so hungry.
You're craving some nutrients.
Yeah, and I hadn't had any good bloody meat in a long time. So I don't know. So, but the thing is, I'm not near as picky as I used to be. I'll probably be fine this time.
Yeah.
But
I
lost a bunch of weight that time I went there.
Oh, well, yeah, you'll do better this time.
Yeah.
But, things are crazy expensive over there. Last time we were over there, we got burgers, and they were $40 each.
$40?
$40 each at this restaurant. We had no idea. They gave us the bill at the end. We're like, whoa. Never did that again. We always asked for prices after that. Yeah, it was a big mistake.
Yeah, I'm too poor for that. I'll skip the meal before I pay $40.
Right. Well, we didn't know. Yeah.
Oh.
So, all right. Well, that is the show. Thank you for calling in, the couple callers we had. And thank you, Pastor McMurtry, for doing this last minute.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. Well, I'm going to tear this sucker down, pack my bags, and head off to the Holy Land. So pray for me, guys, and make sure to support us if you can. We really could use it. So I appreciate everyone. Have a great night.
See y'all later.